Good evening. We'll go ahead and get started, and I just want to take a minute to open us up and just tell everybody how much I appreciate you being here to our first Resource Summit. Certainly want to thank my staff. This wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for their hard work. I got Crystal back here in the back, Nina, got Jill and Hannah, Captain Hilton and Steve. We just appreciate everything you guys do to make these things possible. And honestly, you know, this would not be possible if it wasn't for you guys in the room. These folks behind me, on the walls over here. You know, we started these events about a year or so ago, and you constantly show up when we have something. And I just can't thank you enough for the partnership that we have with you and your organization. And normally, you know, these events are on the weekends or at night when you could be spending time with your families, but you choose to be here to provide a service to the people and let them know what we have to offer. So I just want you to know how much I appreciate you and appreciate your partnerships. Anytime that we can be of assistance to you and your organization, please give us a call and let me know so we can be there. You have constantly been there for us, and we certainly want to return the favor to you. I want to thank the chief and the mayor, Chief Roper and Mayor Devaney, who are here with us tonight as well. And certainly we'll be talking or having some of these other folks talk to you about the services that they have. So again, thank you for being here. And at this time, I'll turn it over to Jill Newman.
I'm gonna turn this on. Is it on? I don't think I talk quite as loud as the sheriff does, but like he said, I'm Jill Newman. I work with the Comprehensive Opioid Abuse Program at the Sheriff's Department. And what our team looks like, it consists of 2 case managers from Counseling Services, a community paramedic from EMS. We have a deputy from the Sheriff's Department and an officer from the City Police Department as well. What our team does is we attempt to make contact with a non-fatal overdose victim within 72 hours of their overdose. We are currently, we seek out about 27 people each month. In 2022, our first responders, being your EMS, fire, and law enforcement, responded to 325 non-fatal overdoses in Lancaster County. They were able to save 325 lives from overdosing in 2022. So thank you very much to our first responders for that. And you say, who are these people? Well, I'll give you a little bit of information. Our youngest victim in 2022 was 14 years old. Our oldest was 82. So we see a large range of victims, but the largest majority are in their 30s. 111 of those were between the age of 30 and 39. The vast majority of them are male, with 72% being male and only 28% being female. We currently have 38 clients enrolled in our program. Our program works off of a harm reduction model, meaning we want to see the amount of harm caused to these individuals being reduced. And that means reduced to them physically, their health, and also to their social and economic status. So one way that we measure that is looking at an individual's interactions with law enforcement prior to coming into our program, and then once they're enrolled in our program. And that interaction can be being the suspect, the witness, or the victim of a crime. And or even, you know, something as simple as a traffic violation. We currently see a 72% reduction in our clients' interaction with law enforcement after enrolling in the program. So we consider that a great success. Some of our clients come into the program and they have short-term needs. And some come into the program and they have longer-term needs. We have some clients that have been in the program for over 2 years. The things that we are able to assist with are your basic needs like food, clothing, shelter. We also do a lot of other different things, but a few of those are we can help to connect them with counselors that can help, or finding them a rehab bed at a facility. We can help them with job placement. And even something as simple as getting proper identification, birth certificates, and social security cards. But those efforts wouldn't be possible without agencies all across this county. And tonight, you get a glimpse at a few of those. We have a lot here in the room, but it doesn't even begin to count how many there are because we have so many. But we thank you all for being here, and we thank you for the impact that you have on the lives of the citizens of this county. And we look forward to working with you for many more years. I will turn it over now to Hannah Vincent with our LEAD program.
Good evening, everybody. My name's Hannah Vincent, and I'm the project coordinator for the LEAD program at the Sheriff's Office. LEAD stands for Law Enforcement Assisted Diversion. This program helps individuals who are battling with addiction. We provide and connect them to local resources and resources outside the area. Like the COPE program, the LEAD program is based off of a harm reduction philosophy. The goal of the LEAD program is to reduce behaviors that lead individuals to commit crimes. Like I said, our program is a diversion program, and all diversions are at the discretion of each law enforcement officer. Once an officer makes an arrest, charges can no longer be diverted, so our program is strictly a pre-arrest diversion program. LEAD can divert specific low-level crimes. Some of these include like possession charges, larceny charges, and other magistrate-level criminal offenses. Individuals do not have to be diverted to be in our program. We do have social contact referrals. This lets members of the community, family, friends, other law enforcement officers, it lets them refer people into our program as well. So as of right now in our program, we have 17 active clients, meaning they're actively in contact with our team and they're looking to make improvements in their lives. Since the program launched, we've had a total of 20 diversions, and we have seen a decrease of 68% in contact with law enforcement since our active clients joined our program. Our team consists of myself, a Lancaster County Sheriff's Deputy, and a case manager from Counseling Services of Lancaster. We work to provide our clients with whatever they may need. Like Jill's program, we try to get them their basic needs, and then we go after that. And if they want to go to rehab, we help them get rehab. If they want to get a job, we help them get a job. But our program is completely voluntary, so we do not make our clients do anything that they do not willingly want to do. So if you have any questions about the LEAD program, come see me afterwards. And now I'm going to pass it on to Solicitor Newman.
Thank you, Hannah. So, Solicitor's Office, Sixth Circuit Solicitor's Office. We handle not only Lancaster County, but Chester County and Fairfield County as well, so 3 counties. And we prosecute cases. So we prosecute every crime that occurs in our jurisdiction. So anything from something as simple as a speeding ticket up to murder, right? Anything in between. So I have 10 assistant solicitors who work under me in Lancaster County. So you think about every warrant that's written by the Sheriff's Office, by SLED, by Highway Patrol, City Police Department, all that funnels down to just 10 assistant solicitors. But we don't just prosecute. That's not always our goal. Very first thing we do is an assessment when we get a case. We assess that case and see, is it appropriate for one of our diversion programs? And We have several diversion programs. I don't have time to go into each of them individually, but we have pamphlets back there, but I'll tell you, I'll just list them. We have, so for folks who are under the age of 18, juveniles, and yes, we also prosecute, unfortunately, juveniles, but under the age of 18, we have juvenile arbitration and juvenile drug court. So juvenile arbitration is for the juvenile who is the first-time offender. It's similar to, you've heard of PTI. This is PTI for juveniles. Then juvenile drug court we have for both juveniles and for adults. We have, of course, PTI for adults. Those are for first-time nonviolent offenders. We have traffic education, that we call that TEP. That is for speeding tickets. Any speeding ticket, 4 points or less, you can go through this program, have that ticket dismissed, so it never has to go to your insurance company. AEP, alcohol education. That is for folks who are under the age of 21, but over the age of 18. So they're an adult, you're being prosecuted as an adult for some sort of crime involving alcohol. That's alcohol education. We also do expungements. So folks who have a criminal record, anybody, believe it or not, if you've ever been arrested, whether that case was dismissed or even if you were found not guilty, that stays on your record until you come up to our office and ask to have it expunged. So once it is, we will look at your record and determine what's eligible for expungement. We love to do that because we want to get people back to work, right? Your employment, they're going to look for a criminal record check, and if you got a lot of stuff on there and you're competing against several other folks for the same job, it's highly unlikely that you get it. So you come to us, we'll look through your entire record and we will expunge anything that we legally can. We also have created a worthless check unit, and that's for folks who write bad checks. Believe it or not, it still happens. We still have a lot of mom and pop type businesses who do not take the credit card, they take checks, and people are still writing bad checks. The adult drug court is probably the program I'm most proud of. I say we're saving lives, and we're working with Donna Counseling Services, the Lois House of Pearls, Ground 40. These people, we couldn't do it without y'all. All of these organizations, we couldn't do it without you. But that's where nonviolent offenders who really just a thorn in the side of law enforcement. It's really for the worst of the worst. Those folks who have a bad drug problem, who are getting arrested over and over and over, they can come into this program. They receive extensive counseling. We keep them busy. So they're in counseling Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. They come to court every Tuesday, every week. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they're in mandatory self-help meetings. So they have to stay busy. Am I going over everybody's?
About 30 seconds.
Okay, 30 seconds. All right. So enough about drug court. We got a pamphlet back there. We also have Veterans Court for veterans, specifically for veterans who get in trouble. Great program, brand new program. Melissa's here in the back. She is leading that up. So just, can't thank y'all enough, all these agencies, for what you do. We're here to help. We're not just here to prosecute and throw people in prison. We want to help. We want people to turn their lives around so that we don't have to see them again, and that's our goal. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Solicitor Newman. Now we're going to hear from Judge Rachel she's speaking for Lancaster County Probate Court.
Good evening, everybody. Most people know probate as far as probating assets of a person that has passed away. That is not all we do. We also handle marriage licenses, marriage certificates for people when they get married. We perform marriage ceremonies also, guardianships for incapacitated adults. If you have a loved one that has dementia or some sort of illness that they can't take care of themselves medically, then you can apply for a guardianship for them through our court. We also handle conservatorships for incapacitated adults, any adult over the age of 18 that can't handle their own finances. You can apply through a petition with probate court to be a conservator for someone. Most people don't realize that probate court handles involuntary commitment of people with mental illness or chemical dependency. For years, the only way to accomplish that was through an emergency detention order with probate court. That process would involve going to Catawba Mental Health or Counseling Services to explain to them what your loved one is doing. It's an emergency. Law enforcement would then pick the person up, put them in handcuffs, take them to the emergency room. There is a law in place where we can do that if it's not an emergency through a judicial petition. We now have that in place for people with mental illness. You would still start the process at Catawba Mental Health, but it's not an emergency. So the person's not being picked up by law enforcement, not being put in handcuffs. They would go to Catawba for their exam, not the emergency room, and then it would be determined from that point if commitment is needed. We don't have that process in place yet for people with chemical dependency. We are working on that because I think that is a huge problem. The two go hand in hand, so we need to be able to help people with both issues. So I've been trying to work with all the different agencies in the county to accomplish that. There's a lot of resources that Lancaster County has that I believe in the past probate court has not worked with those resources, so I'm trying to build that bridge between all the resources and make the process easier for everyone. We have lots of resources, so brochures in the back. If y'all have any questions, you can call us. We'll be glad to answer any questions that you have.
Thank you, Judge Rachel. Now we're going to hear from Holly Furr with United Way.
Good evening. I am Holly Furr with the United Way, and the United Way is an interesting organization. We operate several programs of our own, but we also work with 17 partner agencies. Many of the ones who are here tonight are considered United Way partner agencies. I just want to highlight a few things that we at the United Way are doing. Right now, one of our biggest items that we have is our VITA program, which is the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program, and that is the free tax service for anyone making less than $60,000 a year. We offer 2 sites for that. We have at the Lancaster Main Branch Library and up at the Del Webb Library. We do those on, depending on the location, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and every Saturday, but not at every site. So, you know, that's a great free resource for our community, and it puts dollars back in our community. Another thing that we are excited about is that we are the head agency for Latch, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that. Austin Wilkes and I partner with that. Latch stands for the Lancaster Area Coalition for the Homelessness. And we are the core group of individuals that meet together. Several organizations here in this room are a part of Latch. We have concerned citizens, individuals, businesses, faith community, governmental entities, nonprofits that all come together for the betterment of those who are unhoused in our community. We are really excited that we've been approved to operate a shelter with the help of several fundraisers that have been offered and county money that has come through as well. We are still in a holding pattern right now until we get our permits approved. We can't start renovations until we get all of our permits, but that location is going to be a holistic shelter. So we're going to have people that are able to stay in the shelter and then work with many of the agencies that you see here around the room and others on helping the person get back on their feet. Maybe it's budgeting, maybe it's job counseling, resume building, and medical assistance to make sure that they are comfortable enough to then transition either into a transitional home or into the home of their own. We recognize the fact that there is housing insecurity in Lancaster County. Affordable housing is just not as readily available as we would like for it, and we're trying to make sure that the word is out there about people that are experiencing this for themselves. And that's one of our biggest things is advocacy right now, is to make sure that the general population understands what homeless looks like in our area, as well as what we can do to assist in that. So the United Way has lots of different programs and ways to be involved in the community. We link citizens and resources together for the betterment of human services for people in Lancaster County. So if you have any questions, we're back there at the table, and we look forward to talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Holly. Now we're going to hear from Leland Summers, who's with the Austin Wilkes Society.
Greetings. Probably some of you have never heard of the Austin Wilkes Society, but we're kind of the agency that's located here that get the cases that nobody else deals with sometimes. We are a United Way community partner, along with the Aris Foundation and also the Lancaster Community Foundation. Some of the things that we do is we're teaching anger management classes both in the Kershaw Correctional Institute and also in the community. Our anger management program consists of a 14-week program. We also do Serve Safe classes, which teaches individuals how to work in restaurants by handling food safely. And again, we do that also in the institution and in the community. We are part of Latch, as Holly has already told you. So if I go to sleep while I'm standing up here, it's because Holly's kept me busy 24 hours a day for the last 3 weeks. But anyway, hopefully we'll be drawing to the end. We have a presence in the Lancaster Probation Office. And what we do in that office is we're trying to put individuals who are on probation, parole, supervision, put them to work by matching them up with employers that will hire them. So needless to say, I spent a lot of time making phone calls to employers trying to convince them to hire folks. Our goal is to turn an individual from a tax burden into a taxpayer. We also work with individuals who are getting out of correctional facilities who are going to be living in Lancaster County when they're released. That includes, number one, meeting their basic needs, making sure they have food, clothes, shelter, have the necessary documentation so that they can become employed, help them do applications, resumes. We provide employability training to teach them how to look for a job, teach them how to be interviewed, teach them what to wear to an interview, and how to present themselves. So that's really part one of inmates coming out of the facility. Part two is long range, where we work with them on setting the goals that they need to set. And we also monitor them and provide them assistance in meeting those goals. Again, our slogan is rebuilding lives for a safer community. And in doing so, we can make the community a safer place to live. We can hopefully make the crime rate drop, which is something all of us want. So how do we know our program works? Well, in South Carolina, the recidivism rate for the Department of Corrections is approximately 21% right now. So that means 21 individuals who go into a correctional institution will end up back there. If an individual enters our program, works the program the way it's supposed to be worked, our recidivism rate in Lancaster County is less than 5%. which we're very proud of. Again, I'm back here, will be with Holly at the United Way table, so stop by and see me, and we're glad to answer any questions that you have. Thank you.
Thank you, Leland. Now we'll hear from Jamie Miller with Shelter of Lancaster.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jamie Miller, Sheltered Executive Director. Sheltered is an organization that friends of mine, we all started a couple years ago, and our goal is to open a homeless shelter here in Lancaster County and serve as many folks as we can. As Holly and Leland have said, that there's a lot of things goes behind the scenes to get that to happen. So we're working on that goal. We're a long way from that goal, but we are working towards that goal. Meanwhile, we are trying to help the best we can with what we have. So we are helping with tents, sleeping bags, hygiene kits, clothing. We have a clothes closet. We have just basic needs for anyone that has a need. We try to meet those needs. There are about 57 to 60 homeless documented in Lancaster County. They are hidden everywhere under bridges, abandoned cars. They're in abandoned houses. They even sleeping on a friend or family's couch. So they're here. There's nothing we can do to not have them here, so we need to help them where we can. And that's our goal, is to help where we can. Someday soon, hopefully we can get a shelter along with the one Holly's planning to open with Latch. We hope to open one as well. I would see ours being a transition into a drug rehab or some kind of facility outside of ours. Ours would be like a transition in, where most of these programs have transitions out. We want to get them into those systems. So I think we would probably be more likely to be that way. We would be a place for folks that we find on the street realizing that they need some kind of assistance, but they either going to still be on the street for 3 to 6 months waiting list to get into a program. At least they would have a place to go and be warm, dry, be able to get a shower, and start that process of recovery if needed. We've been in an organization, I guess you'd say, for 2 years. We have had 3 success stories. We've helped 3 guys get off the street. They have their own job. They have their own car. They are living on their own. And it's not all us, but it was because of the other agencies here. But we kind of got them started into that direction, and so we're quite proud of that. Without even really being a full-fledged shelter, we have been able to help 3 folks get off the street. So we appreciate everyone that's here, and we do want a partnership with everyone here that we can help. Thank you.
Thank you, Jamie. Now we're going to hear from Chris Hunter. He's with Round 40.
Do I have to stand here on the microphone? Okay. Yeah, okay. I didn't know if he was recording. Okay. Well, if it's all right, I'm going to pray for us real quick. Father God, I am thankful for the men and the women that you have brought here tonight. I am thankful for their servant's heart. I am thankful for the love that you have placed inside of them. I know that each and every one of us in this room, despite our backgrounds, despite our jobs, our situations, and our present circumstances, each and every one of us in this room has a desire to help our fellow man and woman, to see them better their lives, to better themselves, to grow and to be removed from the muck, the mire, and the stagnicity that many people in this world in this present time find themselves in. So I pray that these conversations, that these presentations are unifying, and that they bring us together so that we are able to help and to serve anyone and everyone that we might be brought into contact with. And so I pray blessings over each man and each woman in this room. In the powerful name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. So my name is Christopher Hunter. I am the intake director at Ground 40 Ministries. So what we are is we are a discipleship ministry. We take men out of addiction, out of homelessness, incarceration, but really any type of sin nature. So it can be anxiety, it can be depression, it can be anything. It doesn't have to be drug or alcohol related. What we are, as I said, is a discipleship ministry. We are not NA, we are not AA, we do not do behavior modification. We believe in the power and the saving grace of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. So the reason why I say all of those things is just because I want it to be abundantly clear of who we are, what we do, and who we serve. Now, we do things outside of the biblical discipleship, like getting a birth certificate, like getting a social security card, like getting your license back, like many different things, working on your credit score, how to budget money. We do those things as well, but first and foremost, a relationship with Christ is our priority. We are very much concerned with the eternal, and that is where we tend to focus. Now, having said all that, to say this, we want to help and we want to work together, right? If you have a client or a patient or a friend or a family member that needs help, we're glad to stand in the gap and fill the gap. We're glad to share resources. We're glad to point in the right direction. We want to help, for we cannot lead them to an eternity. We cannot help them if they're dead. And I know that each and every one of us in here, we want to help people. And even if it means they have to go somewhere else and it prolongs their life long enough to come to the need and the realization of a Savior, or to find sobriety, or to find whatever helps them, I think that that's what we are looking for. So I hope that we can remove some of that stigma here tonight, and that we can get cards, we can share resources, we can be united, because inevitably and ultimately we are here to serve others. So you can come by and get a card from me. We do have an intake process. It's a lot to go over. I've already been told I need to watch my time. If you know anybody that needs a rehab, a detox, long-term program, short-term program, whatever the case may be, you can call us and use us as a resources. We will share our resources with you. We will give you our resources. We will help direct them, guide them, whatever the case may be, even if they don't end up with us. Other than that, I'll keep it short, I'll keep it sweet. If you have any personal questions about the program, the layout, the phases, we just got a new property, so we're turning into a 3-phase program. We also offer 4 different transitional houses, so once they make it through the first 180 days of the program, they do have an opportunity to go to one of our 4 transitional homes. They have a 6-month contract there. If they are a functioning, contributing member of the household, they can apply for an additional 6 months. They can stay with us from end to end up to 18 months. And for whatever reason, at the end of that 18 months, if they are needing to save a little bit more money, whatever the case may be, we are not going to just kick them out because their contract is up. We are trying to lead and walk these men through their lives. They don't just come in and then they leave and then we never talk to them again. It's a very intimate, personal relationship, and that's why it hurts so much when we lose them. And I know many of us in here know that pain, and we don't want others to have to feel that pain. So if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, please come over. I'd be happy to answer them. Thank you all for being here, and may goodness and mercy follow you all the days of your life.
Now we're going to have Mr. Lois Carpenter from House of Pearls.
Hey, thank y'all for having us here. My name is Lois Carpenter. I'm the Executive Director of House of Pearls. We are a 1-year free faith-based residential discipleship program for women, very similar to what you heard him say about Graham 40. Our mission is to provide a safe environment for women to heal, restore, and rebuild their lives, embracing and representing the love of Jesus Christ. We opened in 2009 in Wingate, North Carolina, but I'm happy to say in 2022 we opened a Lancaster house. In April of 2023, we will open our first transition home in Peachland, North Carolina. That will be an extension of our program that is already 1 year, and very much like he said about theirs, up to a year, they can stay in that home and continue on. We want to see them be very successful. You know, a lot of people come through these programs and they don't have anywhere safe to go when they leave. So a lot of times they go back to their old ways, their old homes, their old friends, and we don't want to see that happen. So we work very hard while they're with us, helping them get their GED, helping them get their license restored, all the things they have already said. We also now, very proud to say, we have even a car program. One of the things that we saw ladies fall through was they'd get their license back and they'd have a job when they left, but they didn't have a car, have a way to get back and forth. And so now we've partnered with other people and they have that ability now to have a car. While they're with us, they're taught life skills. It's a program they teach in the Union County jails. We teach it in our programs. These ladies learn to sew and cook and garden and do all kind of things they weren't normally used to doing, and they don't like a lot of it, but they do before they leave. We partner with other ministries. They go to addiction meetings such as Chain Breakers, Celebrate Recovery, Thirst Quenchers, and they're very heavy in Bible studies. We have tons of volunteers who love these women like their own children. I'm very happy to say Lancaster County has embraced our program here in ways we did not expect. So I thank you very, very much for Lancaster County and how you've just wrapped your arms around these ladies and loved them. And I'm also very proud to say we have ladies now who are working in our communities here, places like Food Line, Chief Builders, Janelle's, South 200 Restaurant, and even Nutramax. So just like the rest of them, if you'd like more information, we're right over here. And I just want to thank you again for having us.
Now we're going to have Mr. Guy Fazia from Pope and Lancaster.
Thank you, Hannah. Good evening, everyone. You might notice that I don't speak like the rest of them. I'm originally born and raised in New Jersey. Recently retired from TIAA, and I'm one of the new hires at Hope. Hope in Lancaster is an organization we're getting ready to celebrate our 40th anniversary. As I said, I was retired, but I've been extremely passionate about this organization. And so when they asked me to come on as the manager of the Jumpstart program, I could not say no. What is Jumpstart? Jumpstart is one of the programs that we have. There are a number of others, Bounce Back, others, but I'm, again, the manager of Jumpstart, which is a program that helps, we partner with our clients to help them through short-term emergencies, financial emergencies, to help them pay for their utility bills, their rent, whatever the case may be. And we, in addition to that program, within that program, there are things like referrals that we would provide them with, references. We will help them navigate through that process, and hopefully we would then actually help them move from a Jumpstart program to our Bounce Back program, which I know others have mentioned, things like budgeting and things of that nature. That is what Bounce Back does. So there's a number of different projects or programs that Hope adheres to. So I'll be here with our Executive Director, Grace Lewis. Any questions? As I told Hannah, I will not be, she won't need to worry about be going over my 5 minute, because that's about the entire story for Hope. But I'm more than happy to talk to you at greater length here at the table. So thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, God. Now we're going to have Jessica Lee from Counseling Services in Lancaster.
So I'm Jessica Lee from Counseling Services of Lancaster. I'm the treatment director there. And just to tell you a little bit about what we do and who we are the county authority for prevention, treatment, and recovery for Lancaster County. So what that means is we offer services for prevention. We have 2 of our prevention staff over here at our table. They go out into the community, go to our schools, go out to businesses, help with community events, and they do a lot with bringing awareness to who we are, but also bringing awareness to what is available to our students in the schools, especially as far as like helping them to understand about tobacco education. They do a prep program too, where they may go out and have somebody selling alcohol or cigarettes to minors, and they are able to help them with that education piece too. So they are very much in the community, going out to events, the schools, and so forth. As far as our treatment options go, we do outpatient services. So our outpatient program is the traditional outpatient as well as intensive outpatient programs. We offer both a morning and a night program because we do want our individuals to work, and so that night option gives them the opportunity to work during the day and come and get their treatment at night as well too. So we work with ADSAP, and I'm going to throw out a whole bunch of acronyms, and I apologize, but so anybody that receives a DUI or an implied consent charge, they are required through the state to enter ADSAP, so which stands for Alcohol Drug Safety Action Program. And they are able to go into our IOP program or traditional outpatient or a basic education program we call PRI. But they will have to enroll in this program and complete in order to get their DUI or the implied consent charge taken care of so they can get their driver's license back. We also have peer support specialists. We have quite a few of them here tonight with us. They are involved in our COPE and LEAD programs, as well as helping out with services that we do in our IOP and outpatient program. So peer support are people that are in recovery, whether it be a mental health or a substance use issue, and they are a vital part of the services that we do at Counseling Services of Lancaster, as well as in the community as a whole. So they are able to reach people and our patients in a way that a lot of our licensed clinicians cannot. They can get down on their level, and that's really important to them to be able to share that experience with them and help them through that process of recovery, because it is really a journey and a process. So we will offer a peer support specialist. We also have an EAP contract with Lancaster County School District. So if you are an employee of the school district, they can come here and help. They can get help for marital, anxiety, any kind of issues that they may be combating as well too. So we have lots of partnerships. Another partnership that we have is with the detention center. So we have a case manager, substance use specialist, Nikki, that goes out there. She's offering case management services to them, but also doing a group out there, and hopefully we will be able to have them extend when they get out of the detention center, come over to Counseling Services of Lancaster. But she's also able to help people get into long-term treatment programs or other inpatient programs if need be. So we partner with LCDC. You've already heard too that we partner with COPE and LEAD with the Sheriff's Department, and we have their case managers in our office. We also partner with Drug Court, as Solicitor Newman talked about, and we partner with Probate Court to do those involuntary commitments, hopefully coming up soon, but those emergency commitments as well too. We just started a family support group this week, actually. So if a client is in our services and their family member wants to get help, we offer them those extended services as well too, because we know that this is not just the individual patient's issue, this is a whole family issue. So we're trying to help family members understand what addiction is and help them navigate that process of, not trying to enable them, but truly what helping looks like for them. Another service and opportunity that we have for our patients in the community is we know that there's multiple pathways to recovery. It can be some of the faith-based programs that we've talked about. It could be AA, NA, Celebrate Recovery. But there's also another one out there called Medication-Assisted Treatment, or MOUD. So we partner with OVP Healthcare, and they are our medical providers. So they are able to prescribe Suboxone, Vivitrol, Subutex. They are a medical provider, so they can also help out with any other kind of medical needs that the patient may be presenting with. So our program is set up a little bit differently than some others, but while somebody is getting those medications, they also have to be involved in counseling with us. It's not just a matter of them getting their medications. So they would be involved in that intensive outpatient program as well as traditional outpatient services that we offer. So that's just a little bit about what all the services we have. And lastly, I wanted to just point out that we also are a community distributor of Narcan. So what this means for you guys out here in the community is anybody can come into our building and ask for Narcan. There is no questions asked other than we provide you some education about how to administer Narcan. We do know that it's a life-saving prescription drug that is out there, and COPE and LEAD, they often give that out to the patients that they're working with and clients that they're working with. But anybody in the community can come in and ask for Narcan and can get it for free of charge. So if y'all have any questions, we have our table over there with lots of goodies on it. So we would love to be able to answer anything that we can for you. Thank you.
Next, we have Tanya Hunter. She's with Lancaster County First Steps.
Good evening, everybody. I am here representing Lancaster County First Steps. I apologize for my voice. My husband keeps telling me he's praying for me, but I think he's praying that it'll go all the way out. Anyway, I'm here with Leslie Sinclair and Allison Moore, and we are here to tell you about First Steps. We have so many resources for our children and our families here in Lancaster County. We partner with a lot of our agencies here. I will not mention them all. I'm afraid I may leave some out. Anthony Howell is our executive director, so we work under his leadership. And I'm very excited about the things that are going on with First Steps. I'm kind of the new kid on the block. I like to call myself a kid, but I'm really retired, and this is my dream job after my 30 years in education. I'm right back in it. I was retired 3 weeks. So I'm going to tell you a little bit. We are a nonprofit organization, of course, and we work with community partners to serve our children and families. We have multiple programs. We have parents as teachers, and it's a voluntary early childhood development program that helps our families raise the children to be healthy, to be safe, to learn, and to be ready for school. We have Early Head Start, and that's a federally funded program that provides family-centered services to infants and toddlers under age 3, also pregnant women and their families. We have a weekend backpack program that we provide children with food to take home so that they will be able to eat over the weekend. Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, that's a program that provides a book a month for the children 0 to 5 years old, and it is sent to their homes. We also work with early identification and referral programs if we feel that students may have some type of a disability or some other need. We can certainly refer them out to other agencies in the community. We have Incredible Years. It's designed to increase social and emotional competence and prevent and reduce and treat behavioral and emotional problems in children up to age 12. And we have Countdown to Kindergarten, and that is where upcoming kindergarten students actually connect with their teachers over the summer. And they work with these students in the home or at a central place, and they get to know these teachers. It makes their transition into kindergarten much easier, and they work with the families as well. Those are some of our programs. I'm going to tell you about a really special program that I think is extremely special. I am a Kershaw native, and I am the director of the Clyburn Early Learning Center in Kershaw. And I'm delighted to be there and give back to the community where I was raised. We hope to open in a couple of weeks, and our goal is simply to intervene very early and to help our children before they get to school. We want to have them ready to walk in kindergarten. And it's not just knowing their ABCs, knowing how to count, things like that. What this is we want to love on these children. We want to love on their families. That's a huge part of what we do, is bringing their families in and showing them how that they can be our partners in raising their children and educating their children. You all know since the pandemic, we have so many social and emotional problems. And that is one thing that we want to do, is we just want to teach these children how to do school, how to be around other people, and just raise them and nurture them, and like I said, love on them and their families. We're excited. Like I said, we hope to open in a couple of weeks. Keep your fingers crossed. We will serve 3 classes, we hope, of 4-year-olds, and it will be year-round. So we're excited about that. We have lots of things to share with you tonight. If you want to come to our table, I'd love to partner with some of you. I know that we'll be able to do that. So if you have any questions, let us know. Thank you for letting us be here tonight.
Next, we have Noah. He's with Christian Services.
Thank you, Hannah. Hannah failed to tell me there's a camera tonight, so hopefully the lighting's good up here. Like she said, my name's Noah Heaton. I am the Christian Services Food Pantry Manager and Marketing Manager for Christian Services. We actually own the Bowling Center in Lancaster, our community family thrift store, and of course the food pantry. So our pantry is a TFAP affiliated pantry. That's the Emergency Food Assistance Program. We get a lot of our funding and food from Second Harvest out of Charlotte. Our mission, well, first we were formed in 1981, and our mission is to improve the quality of life for families and children by eliminating barriers to opportunity. So through our food pantry, we offer two different programs. We have a monthly program or a weekly program. Our monthly program is a 75-pound cart of groceries consisting of meats, fruits, vegetables, bakery items, desserts, snacks, drinks, all of the sort. And those go to our clients who are in steady housing. For our clients that are homeless or struggling with housing, we offer a weekly 20-pound box with more non-perishable items and toiletry items as well. Our thrift store, we offer assistance with clothing vouchers, victims of house fires, people needing uniforms or clothes for job interviews, or people struggling with homelessness. We can offer clothing vouchers through our thrift store as well. One of our new programs we started was our Kin Care program. In fact, there are 91,000 children in South Carolina that are being raised by non-custodial parents, such as grandparents, siblings. 91,000 children are being raised by their grandparents in South Carolina. So one of our programs, the Kin Care program, was formed to assist those families. We started our first group last year, and we are looking to roll out our next group starting in summertime of this year. And a little bit that program offers is, of course, the food cart through the pantry, Christmas toys through our Angel Tree program. Our program last year served 256 children, about 30 to 40 of them from the Prison Fellowship program as well. Through the program, we also offer vouchers through our thrift store as needed for furniture, clothing, household items, and then a monthly recreation voucher for the families as well. We offer life skill workshops to the families in the program, helping them work with, helping the caregivers improve parenting and their relationship skills as well. The families are given about $4,000 of assistance throughout the yearly program, and lastly, our bowling center. We want to make sure to let people know what we offer at the bowling center. If you haven't been in there recently, we have lots of new improvements for folks that are from here. I know a lot of times when we get new people in or people that have been here for a long time, they see how much it's changed. So I definitely encourage you guys to come out to the bowling center. We now have an 18-hole mini golf course, bounce houses, virtual reality, and of course bowling. We want to encourage people to use our facility for rentals. We have 2 meeting rooms that can host large organizations and groups. So if there's anything that you guys need assistance with, come over after. We'd be happy to help answer questions, take photos, and signatures. So come over and see me. Thank you.
Thank you, Noah. Now we're going from Beth Jen with Celebrate Recovery.
The closer this got to me, the more nervous I became, and the more my mind became blank. So y'all just bear with me. If you Google Celebrate Recovery, what you'll see is Celebrate Recovery is a Christ-centered recovery program for anyone struggling with hurt habits or hang-ups of any kind. Celebrate Recovery is a safe place to find community and freedom from the issues that are controlling our lives. I think I am on the leadership team at Celebrate Recovery, Second Baptist Church. I think that I would be wrong if I stood up here and did not tell you that I also struggle with addiction in my past. God tells me that I don't have to carry that label anymore. His grace and redemption tells me that. But I still feel like it's important to share my past with people because they need to know, everyone needs to know that everybody has a past, everybody has things in their lives that they deal with, and that's what we're there to help for. It's not just about alcohol or addiction. It's about, we recover from grief. We recover from, some people are gamblers, some people, everybody gets hung up with something in their life. And so we like to let people know that we're available to just come to our meeting. We accept you just as you are. Our main thing is we want to point you to Jesus. We want to help you know that there's nothing that you struggle with that God can't help you with. When I went, I thought I didn't need recovery meetings. I thought that I was good. I could just go to church and just be with my family and friends and that I would be okay. But what I found was that I needed that accountability. I needed somewhere that I could go that people understood what I was going through, or they just accepted me just like I was. We just welcome you. We want you to know that we don't want you to suffer alone. We want you to know that there's help and there's people who love you, and then you quickly become family. So if you got anybody that struggles with anything, just y'all send them to us, or y'all come yourself, because everybody in this room, even though you might not say it, struggles with some hurt, habit, or hang-up. We meet 52 weeks a year on Thursday nights at Second Baptist Church here in Lancaster. We have a meal at 6 o'clock, and at 6:30 we start our meetings, and it's a safe place. What goes on there stays there, and you can find the redemption of Jesus too there. So thank y'all for listening.
Thank you, Beth. Now we have Mr. Jay Wright from Lancaster Treatment Specialist.
Good evening. I know you're glad to see me because the speaking, and you're like, hey, I hope this guy hurries up so we can get to the last one. So thank you. It's good to see everybody here tonight. Some I know and some I'm meeting for the first time. Again, my name is Jay Wright. I'm the program director at Lancaster Treatment Specialists. We've heard a lot about opioids already. And we can all look at the news, go online and read about the opioid epidemic and the tragic results that we're seeing. We've heard already about overdoses, and the fact is that the CDC estimates that more than 108,000 overdose deaths occurred within a 12-month period ending April 2022. But that's not the only thing that the epidemic brings. Tragedies in our community. There's also public health concerns like HIV and hepatitis C. And then there's the increased demand on our amazing first responders and law enforcement and healthcare agencies. And we believe at Lancaster Treatment Specialists that we need a multi-dimensional approach to battling the opioid crisis and opiate addiction in general, or in specific, I should say. And we believe that we all have a role to play. Everyone that we've heard from here tonight has a vital role to play, whether it's connecting people with services, whether it's connecting people with spiritual resources, getting their faith in line, medical services. We all have a tremendous and important role to play. And at Lancaster Treatment Specialists, we offer and we specialize in medication-assisted treatment. Jessica mentioned it as part of their program already, and so I won't belabor all of that, but just to say that that's what we specialize in. And so we offer comprehensive rehabilitation services. The Centers for Disease Control, the National Institutes of Health, the American Psychological Association, they all define opioid use disorder as a chronic disease, a chronic disorder with dangerous and even deadly effects on the brain and the respiratory system. So MAT has proven to be effective for some people. It is a harm reduction model as well. We also pair it with substance abuse counseling that happens on an individual and a group basis weekly. So those two combined, there's been tremendous and many studies showing the success rate of this evidence-based approach to treating specifically opioid use disorder. And that is exclusively what we treat at Lancaster Treatment Specialists. And so what we have is a combination there. We have a staff medical doctor who prescribes the medications that our patients use, and then we have substance abuse, clinically licensed substance abuse counselors who provide the counseling that is needed in combination. This is not just a medication stop. Jessica did a good job at explaining that before. This is a holistic approach to treating both a biological and a medical issue in someone, and also a behavioral and spiritual issue as well within people's lives, in order to help them live the whole kind of life that they were designed to live. So we have a passion for helping all those who are battling opiate addiction in this county. Since November 2022, we've had many patients come through and complete the program. And one of the biggest rewards for me is the many who have actually completed the program and months later stop back in just to let their counselor know, hey, I'm good, I'm doing well, and I'm still opiate free. It's a big win. It's something that gets me up out of the bed every morning to go do what I love to do. It's the chance to help people get substance free, get whole again, live the life that they were meant to live for themselves, for their families, for our community. It's not just a job for us at Lancaster Treatment Specialists, and I try to set the pace and set the tone for that, because it's not just a job for me. My parents were divorced when I was 6 months old, and so I grew up in the split home situation. But unfortunately, both my parents battled addiction their entire lives. In 2018, January 1st, 2018, my mom passed away from organ failure as a result of opioid use disorder over an extended amount of years. That was a big blow. I knew that was coming, but I didn't know that 7 days later I would get a call and telling me that my father had overdosed on fentanyl, and he was also gone. And so I have no doubt that if they could see what we're doing today, they would be happy, they would be proud of the things that we were doing. And each time someone comes through our doors, I can't help but to think, you know, this is an opportunity to help another family avoid the kind of grief that the opioid epidemic brings. So stop by our table tonight, let us know who you are, get some information. We're looking for ways to partner with all of the agencies that are here tonight in different ways, because all of our patients, all of our clients have multi-needs, multi-dimensional needs, like you say, and we want to try our best to meet every single one of them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jay. Last but certainly not least, we have Ms. Olivia Hahn from CARE.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. My name is Olivia Hahn, and I am the Assistant Director and Public Relations Manager for CARE in Kershaw. CARE stands for Kershaw Area Resource Exchange, and I want to just thank you all for letting me be here tonight to speak about the agency. CARE's mission is to help neighbors in need with practical support through crisis assistance, hunger relief, and resource referrals. We serve the areas of Kershaw, Bethune, Cassett, Heath Springs, Jefferson, Liberty Hill, and Westville. CARE has 4 major program areas. Those are financial assistance, a food pantry, home repairs and weatherization, and we also have a retail thrift operation. Starting with our crisis assistance program. CARE's crisis assistance program offers financial support to clients in our service area experiencing a short-term documented financial crisis within the last 90 days. Some examples of the types of crisis situations we may see are the loss of wages due to an illness or hospitalization, death of a spouse, or a residential fire. CARE helps with necessities such as rent and utilities such as power and water. CARE also offers financial counseling services to those who would like help with budgeting and financial planning. Secondly, CARE provides food assistance once per calendar month for low-income families or working families experiencing a crisis. Qualifications for food assistance are that the client must meet the federal poverty limit guidelines and live in CARE service areas, which I mentioned earlier are Kershaw, Heath Springs, Jefferson, Liberty Hill, Cassett, Westville, and Bethune. CARE's monthly supplemental food order consists of fresh produce, dairy, meat, bread, and approximately 30 pounds of chef's stable pantry items. The total food order ends up being about 170 pounds of food. CARE partners with Second Harvest Food Bank of Metrolina, Walmart, Aldi, and then our local grocery stores in Kershaw, Smalls, and IGA, and the generous donations of our community to stock the food pantry. And our pantry serves about 100 clients a week. Thirdly, in 2019, CARE partnered with Duke Energy's Income Qualified Weatherization Program, the goal of which is to provide comprehensive weatherization and efficiency measures to Duke Energy Carolina's customers in the service territory, which is all of Lancaster County. The program works to reduce energy consumption for Duke Energy Carolina's customers by directly installing energy-efficient HVAC systems, refrigerators, and/or weatherization upgrades for homes. On the home repair front, CARE works with local partners, including Youth Serve, to help provide wheelchair ramps and minor home repairs to clients in need. Lastly, CARE has a retail thrift operation which was rebranded in 2022 as the Exchange by CARE. I have on my Exchange shirt tonight. The store is open to the public 5 days a week and is completely stocked through community donations. All donations are tax deductible, and if you have any clothes or home goods that you would like to provide us, we'll give you a receipt for your taxes upon request. In addition to clothing, the store has housewares, home decor, baby toys, and furniture items. This is a fantastic resource for our community, and the best part is that all the revenue from the store goes right back into CARE's programs. Looking to the future, this past November, CARE closed on the purchase of the old Fred's Pharmacy building in Kershaw, which we were able to acquire via a live auction. The plan is to move the Exchange to this new location in mid-2023. The new location will provide 3 times more square footage for the Exchange and will expand the store operations to include greater intake capabilities and more visibility. The new location will also no doubt attract many new customers, which I hope you all will come down and shop, and donors, and with this will come increased revenue for the store, which again will help fund CARE's programs for many years to come. And with the move of the Exchange to its new location, space will become available at the store's current location to expand our food pantry operations, creating a food hub for Kershaw, Lancaster, and Chesterfield counties. This means that CARE will be able to address food insecurities in the smaller outlying communities in a greater way. So in conclusion, we're always looking for individuals and companies to partner with, so I'd like to extend an invitation to all of you to tour our facility anytime you're in Kershaw. We find that people really get excited about helping our communities when they can see the work up close. Please be sure to visit my booth in the back, and again, thank you for listening and for being here tonight.
Thank you all very much for coming and for being here with us tonight. I think we can all agree that Lancaster County is rich. We are rich in resources, and the people of this community are unmatched. And we're going to have all of the vendors will still be here, all the agencies will still be here. Please stop and see them. They have goodies for you to share and information and pamphlets, and mingle with one another and take as much time as you like. Thank you.